the good intentions, bad outcome scenario. Good intentions, okay, all right, we'll go ahead and have these teachers get bonuses to become conceal and carry people on campus. Um, Not a good idea, okay? Not a good idea. I mean, because you have the possibility of the disgruntled employee syndrome. We've all heard those shootings also where a person gets fired of a position, they come to the school, they come to a building, whatever, and they start shooting up people. So then you have these, you're adding to the problem because then anytime you have a firing, you have a possible outcome of someone coming to the school with an arm, with a firearm. So do you want more firearms around the school? No. So from that perspective is you're having to rely on a school system that's stretched oftentimes in these communities. They stretch to the max, and so you're trying to get these teachers to go ahead and become law enforcement officers, which is pretty much what they didn't sign up for. If you sign up for teaching, you sign up for teaching, and oftentimes even on the school grounds, these teachers are scared as heck. So if they're scared, and then you have judgment issues with reference to these are not law enforcement trained people who have probable cause or whatever. You're having teachers becoming quasi law enforcement, which is just a scary scenario. I mean, I wouldn't, from a legal standpoint, want to go ahead and have that because then something happens, they're going to immediately blame it on the school system and say, hey, look, the school system is already outstretched and it's negligence. So more guns on the school, not a good idea. In that capacity, in terms of teachers being armed, and then some teachers have mental health issues. So it's like you're pointing it on. You get a stressed out teacher one day who gets cursed out or whatever, or gets hit. All of a sudden they go to their car, pull out a gun, and shoot a student. You wouldn't want that scenario. Just something to think about, when you're having this argument. From a liability, if you think about it like this, then all these people in the school system make the school liable if a gunman does come, and let's say the person runs, as one of these recent shootings shows, the law enforcement person ran instead of running to the firing, ran from the firing. So you're making the assumption that you know these people are going to be running to the place where there's action. Now, you don't want the liability also is if you have more guns in school because someone's carrying concealed and you have fights in school. What about if someone takes the gun away from a teacher? What do you do? What about if the teacher accidentally leaves a gun out or whatever? So there's just a Pandora. You're just opening a whole lot of problems up by having these teachers. When teachers decide to go into the teaching profession, not because they want to be law enforcement. I mean, a lot of people retire from the military and they become teachers not because they want to become a police officer. So you're getting the two mixed up. That's just about liability, having more guns in the school system, even though they can conceal carry. You're opening up a can of worms there, and then just the watchdog's testimonial. The watchdog testimonial is based on diets of great students. Uh, Based on personal experience, I've noticed that even on campuses, fights won't happen. You can avert a fight if you're just presence. Mere presence can avert fights. I've gone ahead and been a part of watchdogs at a local school, and a watchdog is basically a parent who comes on the campus and helps out the teachers to go ahead and monitor safety scenarios and so forth. I've been on campus and I've seen, unfortunately, safety resource officers or security officers, what do you want to call it, stay in the office. I could go ahead and patrol the whole grounds 2 to 3 times, go through the whole grounds, check doors, look at students, whatever. I have never seen a safety resource officer actually patrol, do what I've done. And I've actually, each and every time I've been on campus, I feel like at least one fight has been averted. So there's something to say about having officers on campus actually just doing their job in terms of like walking around, talking to people, or intervening, or just a presence. A presence sometimes can stop a fight. Just because it's an adult standing right there, sometimes will stop a fight, and it has often. So I'm trying to say this with reference to parents need to be involved. If you have the time, if you're well off economically, and you can take a leave day, the call is become a watchdog, watch mom, or whatever you want to call it in your area. A parent that volunteers, that comes to school to just roam the hallways, especially in our middle schools and our high schools, and that'll make a difference. I mean, so just trying to say, hey, look, there is other opportunities and so forth and resources. And actually, 2 resource officers that actually roam around might be helpful.